Alright, what's up, y'all? It is your boy, lowkeymatt here, yet again. What's up? I am back with another gaming news video for you guys today. Just want to talk about this one real quickly because this stuff just really pisses me the fuck off when companies kind of pull this shit. It's been really irking me to see all this stuff going on, so I have to talk about it and rant about it a little bit. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, Cyberpunk 2077, one of, if not the most hyped game of the year of our Lord 2020. The hype train behind this thing is absolutely insane because it's been in development for over 8 years at this point. It was announced back in 2012, back when the PS3 and 360 were the only consoles on the market, and now with the PS5 and Xbox Series X launching, it is finally out 8 years later. And the expectations for this thing were through the fucking roof because of, again, the hype train behind it and the promises that were made and the past games coming from Projekt Red. You know, the Witcher series, especially Witcher 3, that game had such huge critical acclaim. I do have the game, but I never got a chance to really play it. I guess I'll get to that sometime here soon. Got a Switch port just recently, so, you know, it shows how relevant that game still is. All the stuff being put behind this game was enormous. They were advertising how, you know, next gen this game's gonna be, you know, the graphics, the gameplay, the fucking simulations, and the open world, and all this super duper cool shit. It's gonna be super next gen, super advanced, you know what I mean? It's so many expectations were being pumped into this game by Projekt Red. And so people expectedly got super fucking hyped. Hopefully, after 8 years of waiting, it would have been worth it. It finally launched last Thursday, December 10th, 2020, and oh, at least on the base PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game. Most versions seem to run fine. You know, I personally myself bought the game on PC. I only played a couple hours of it so far, but from what I've played so far, I haven't experienced too much glitchy stuff. I have an 8 gig 1080 with an i7 8770K and 16 gigs of RAM, so I guess you could say that's kind of like a basic build. I have to run the game on medium settings at 1440p on my 4K monitor, which looks ugly by the way, just to get the game even running at 40 frames per second. You can imagine how well the game runs on 7-year-old hardware. It runs like some shit on the base PS4 and Xbox One. Oh man, basically unplayable. There are so many videos online displaying all of the crappy stuff that's going on in those versions of the game, but just, you know, to cover only a couple, texture pop-in is absolutely fucking horrendous. It takes like 5 seconds sometimes for textures to pop in and stuff like that. And that's because it's using a hard disk drive and not an SSD. I remember installing the game, and it's told me, like, you better fucking install this thing on an SSD or else you'll be crapped out, dude. And that's the result that you get right there. Sometimes it has like these H.R. Geiger looking horrifying faces on character models. Sometimes every single version is super glitchy. Of course, that's true. But especially on the PS4 and Xbox One, I've seen a video of just a car getting randomly launched into the fucking air for no apparent reason. In one of the driving sections, the character model is just doing a fucking T-pose the whole time. The frame rate goes down to 15 frames, which is just unplayable, and so much other shit. It's pretty much a scam if you buy this thing on the base PS4 and Xbox One. It was funny that one of the Projekt Red heads, they said, the game looks surprisingly well on last gen hardware. Yeah. Funny that. If you own that version of the game, you are getting royally screwed over. Royally screwed up. I don't even know why they put this thing out, because this thing is beyond unfinished. It is unplayable and it's unacceptable. This should not be version 1.0 of a game that is on the market. This is like version 0.5 or something like that. This should not have been a game that they put out at all. The story and the gameplay, people are pretty much fine with. Me personally, I like the gameplay, but the story's kind of boring me so far, so hopefully as I get more into it, I get more invested. You know, the other part about it too is we didn't know this going into the fucking launch of it because they never showed off that version of the game. They were being very, very fucking deceitful with it. For one, they did not send out review copies of the game to reviewers. They made sure to keep reviewers away from that version of the game. In the marketing, they never showed it either, because if you remember like them showing like the backwards compatible version of the game on like PS5 and Series X, they only showed the Pro and X versions of it and not the base versions of the game because they knew it was some shit. And I know what people are saying, oh, but it's 7-year-old hardware, so what did you expect to happen? If this was going to launch this way, then why the fuck did they even bother? You know, people still want to play the fucking game. For a lot of people, this is their only option. They have no choice because they can't afford a big old gaming PC or a new PS5 or Series X, especially in these hard economic times. They can't get the money for that. Or they just can't get one in general because the supply is so fucking low. So they really don't have a choice in that case. And to launch something like this in this state, it's an insult to the fucking players who bought it. If it was like this, then you either, one, delay the game further to fix the glitches and this version of the game so people can play it, or just cancel that version of the game and launch it on the PS5 and X Series X instead. I know people will be missing out in that case, but if this is the true next-gen experience they keep talking about, then I don't think the PS4 and Xbox One should have been involved. But they did it anyway. They screwed people over. It's clear that this game needed at least like 6 more months in development, and maybe even a year, just to fix the bugs and those versions of the game if they really wanted to launch it, which they did. And, you know, it's just scummy all around what CD Projekt Red is pulling with this game. I remember seeing one comment saying that on PS4 it's Cyberpunk 1998, and that's just fucking hilarious. Well, thankfully, CD Projekt Red has put out a yellow background. They put another yellow background statement for us to soak ourselves into what is such a fucking game at this point. You know, when I saw this, I'm like, oh fuck, the game got delayed. Let's see what they had to say about this good old game over here. Dear gamers! First of all, we would like to start by apologizing to you for not showing the game on base last gen consoles before it premiered and, in consequence, not allowing you to make a more informed decision about your purchase. We should have paid more attention to make it play better on PS4 and Xbox One. Second, we will fix bugs and crashes and improve the overall experience. The first round of updates has just been released and the next one is coming within the next 7 days. Expect more as we will update frequently whenever new improvements are ready. After the holidays, we will continue working. We'll release 2 large patches, starting with patch number 1 in January, then followed by patch number 2 in February. Together, these should fix the most prominent problems gamers are facing on last-gen consoles. They won't make the game on last-gen look like it's running on a high-end spec PC or next-gen console, but it will be closer to that experience than it is now. Finally, we would always like everyone who buys our games to be satisfied with their purchase. We would appreciate if you give us a chance, but if you're not pleased with the game on your console and don't want to wait for updates, you can opt to refund your copy. Yeah, it's getting to the point where they just have to issue straight up refunds to people because they just scammed them so hard. I love how they're like hyping up patches for the game. You know, they're like, you know, we got patches coming up. We got patch number 1 and, you know, patch number 2. Get ready for the game to be playable, guys. Your game that you paid $60 for and you can't fucking play right now because it's broken, you're going to be able to play it in February. Get hyped, guys. They're hyping up like it's fucking, like it's a huge update adding new content and stuff like that, but they're just fucking fixing the game. It's just to fix the fucking game. Why did they even mention saying, oh, it won't make the game look like a high-end PC on last-gen consoles? Yeah, well, that's not the point. We want the game to be playable. We're complaining about basic functionality, which doesn't seem to be there. You know, it's great that they're offering refunds. Yeah, but the fact that they launched it like this in the first place when they knew it was this bad and didn't say anything about it and hid it from so many people and scammed thousands and thousands of people who bought the game on the base PS4 and Xbox One is just really, really fucking shady, and I hate it. Hate it so much. I don't know why they thought it was going to be launching in 2020 anyway. I remember back in E3 2019 when they revealed the release date, it was 2020. I was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, that's not right. Oh, this next-gen experience is going to be this crazy fucking holy shit your pants amazingness right here. And you're going to launch it on last-gen consoles right before the next-gen are coming out. It just did not seem right to me, and I was pretty right on that. So it's just screwy. These people have no choice a lot of times, and I'm sure a lot of those people were fucking hyped out of their minds for this game, and just to give them this, it's just an insult. It's just a spit in the face of people who bought that. But also the thing that's gonna fucking suck is the employees are gonna have to go through fucking crunch. Yet again, they're gonna have to go through another year of development for this game right after it launched, just to get the game in a playable state. I've heard about how much crunch they're getting into just to get this game out. It sucks for the people actually behind the scenes of this game, because they're gonna be fucking put through the ringer to get this game out, and that really, really sucks. Crunch is a bad thing. It's proven that it does not need to happen to get the game in a good state, and it's completely avoidable as long as you manage the game right. And if you don't do that, and you just try to push the game out to meet a release date of the one that you guys set back about 7 times, it's just awful. And I feel so bad for what those employees are going to go through. And that's like the worst part about it. And if you're one of those people who just want the game to come out as soon as possible and don't give a shit about how the people behind the scenes are making it, then you need to get your priorities fucking straight. There's more to a game than just the game. It's the people behind it. It's the people that pour hours and hours and hours of their lives and crunch themselves so hard just to get the game out for you guys. It's not like the people in the trenches working on the game. It's the management who is the fault for this. So fuck those guys. Fuck CD Projekt Red as a whole for thinking this was okay to do. Hopefully things will get better, but this is going to be a permanent stain on your fucking reputation, and this is going to be hard to trust you again. So tell me down in the comments below what you guys think about this. Are you mad at this? Did you buy that version of the game? Are you upset with it? What's your experience with it? Stuff like that. Tell me down in the comments below your opinion. Also, make sure to subscribe, like this video, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord server, turn on notifications. Really awesome if you did. This has been Matt, and I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever that's going to be. So yeah, bye. Yo, but the real question is, can this game run on Switch?